My name is Joshua Craigie. I'm a 17-year-old freelance motion designer that goes by the name JC Motion. I don't have a particular time point of when I started my design career, but from a child I was always designing. So I'd say in year 3, when I was 8, I won a competition for show racism and red card, and I had to go to Liverpool to collect my reward. And I'd say this is what gave me like an insight on the design world and the creative world. But I'd say my video editing career started in 2020 during quarantine, when I began collecting clips and making montages.
I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality.
I'd say my dad inspired me to start designing, as he is a web designer and logo designer, and I always looked at his work and wanted to do what he did. But I wasn't really interested in the web design side of things, so I wanted to go down the graphic design side of things, and also I started to get interested in video editing and motion design. When I first started designing, I used many softwares. So one of my first intros I ever made was on a website called Panzoid. Basically, you just had to, it wasn't really like designing. I just stole someone else's work and just changed the words to mine. But at the time, I thought that was me designing, so I got pretty happy. But when I started making my montages, I used the built-in editing software called Share Factory on PlayStation. So I'd say that's what really got me interested in designing, was Share Factory on the PlayStation store. So what I previously was before was JR Tech, and I felt the name was a bit outdated because it branded me as junior, and I wanted to expand from that and set up something of my own, as I just felt I didn't want to be labeled as junior all my life. And the tech side, where I got the name Tech, was from my dad, as my dad's called Tech, and I just changed it to Junior Tech because obviously I'm his son. So I just felt it wasn't really a good brand for me to be labeled junior, and I just wanted to expand my image, and I felt JC Motion was a better look and name for me as a brand and freelance motion designer. I currently have a project with an Instagram influencer called David Bunme, making his Twitch intro streaming package. So when he streams, he has animations that look good and will get people interested in continuing to watch the stream. To be honest, it is quite tricky to keep motivation while designing, but I'd say the way I keep myself motivated is knowing what I want to do in the future and how I'm going to get there in the future. That keeps me motivated, as I want to do everything in my power to get where I want to be. The apps I currently use, I'd say heavily, is Twitter, as there are a lot of creative people on Twitter that help me draw inspiration from their work and incorporate into my own. I would also say Behance is a pretty good website as well, as there's also a lot of creatives on that website that help me influence and get inspired to better my work. Pinterest, for my graphic design side of things, also is a good app that I use to help get my inspiration. Currently, I use the Adobe Suite. My most used apps on the Adobe Suite would be After Effects and Illustrator. Illustrator I use for my logos, so I can vectorize the logos, and then I import them into After Effects, then I can edit the intros and logos and stuff like that. The future I see for JC Motion is to be a worldwide known name, creative name, that has helped build many influencers, streamers, and content creators with their brands, logos, and animation. And I want to, have my work be influenced by many other people and help them start their design career as well. Currently, I'm studying media, extended level diploma at Suffolk One, as I feel it will help me expand my idea making and my overall workflow as a designer. I see myself going to Loughborough University to study graphic design, as graphic design, I'd say, is one of my weak points in my design career, and I really want to help boost my graphic design, as it is a really important factor in motion design. I definitely see myself creating my own marketing business for brands and influencers, for them to reach out to me and for me to start animating and designing for them. If I was to pick a company to work with, I'd probably say either Marvel or DC would probably be one of my top companies I'd like to work with, just because I'm such a big superhero fan. But if I was to pick a person to work with, it'd probably have to be an artist like Kendrick Lamar, Travis Scott, or Kanye West, just because I listen to their music quite a lot and I think it would be cool for me to design for them one day. I feel like my dad helped influence my career quite a lot, as if he wasn't around, I wouldn't have got into designing as much as I would be now. But I feel like I also have helped structure my design career in the path I took in video editing and motion design. But yeah, my dad did help a lot, helping me with my design career, as he helped provide the equipment I used to design and the passion that started me on my design career. But he's always been helping me and, influencing me in the right ways for my design career. Say currently, I've taken a pause on designing currently due to me working a part-time job at Primark, but I want to start designing again when I finish college, so that would be like a year now. So when I'm in Loughborough University, I want to start my design career again and continue how I was doing it before I stopped. Well, I haven't really stopped at the moment, I've just taken a little pause due to, insufficient funds and stuff like that. For the moment, a part-time job does help fund the graphic design and motion design side of things, as I can afford certain stuff that I need. But obviously, eventually in the future, I would like to just go full-time designing and, make all my money from designing. But currently, I'm not able to do that due to me not making that much clients. But that is, something that I hope for in the future, and I wish, and I will try my best to do. I would say just keep working on your craft, and even when it feels like you're not making any progress, just keep doing what you're doing, keep doing what you love, and eventually all that work you put in will eventually come to something.